Guys, Joshua is the number one chef on YouTube, everywhere, you know, he's number one.
Pretty much the gist, and also, well, guanciale or bacon.
Bravo, guanciale! No, che bacon.
1 ounce of freshly grated some other cheese that I forgot the name of. Oh yeah, Pecorino Romano.
Don't forget Pecorino Romano. Joshua, Pecorino Romano.
First, before you toss all that pasta water out and drain it, you're gonna want to reserve it.
Bravissimo Joshua. See, he knew it 4 years ago, before the Carbonara revolution started. He knew all of this. In this video, we are reacting to Joshua Weissman Carbonara. The video got almost 1 million views. Oh yeah, that's a lot. And he is great. We know he is great. But can he make carbonara? This video is from 4 years ago. Let's see.
Hey, what's up guys? So today we're gonna talk about...
Look how young he was. Huh? He had longer hair, no beard, more pimples on his face. 4 years ago, it was very different, this boy.
something very near and dear to my heart. Carbonara.
Dear to your heart, so you love carbonara. That's good to know, I like it. Bravo, Joshua.
And I'm gonna show you how to make it.
Come on, this is gonna be good. Guys, Joshua is the number one chef on YouTube, everywhere, you know, he's number one. So I'm very positive he's gonna do it. Look, it doesn't look as creamy, but it's hard when you make carbonara because you wait, there's time waiting before you take photos and the final shots, and it's hard to make it look creamy.
Now, just to give a little explanation on what carbonara is, please feel free to skip this part if you
Come on, tell us, we're not gonna skip, tell us.
don't want to learn about what carbonara is.
Everybody wants to learn. If you did this 2 years ago, it would have been perfect because it's when I started reacting to carbonara videos. Lemon garlic, chicken stock. What have they done?
The process. I won't be offended, I promise.
I love him.
But if you decided to stay, thank you. So carbonara is essentially a pasta dish that is super creamy and rich, and
Yeah.
It was so creamy.
yet it has no cream in it at all.
Bravo, bravo, Joshua. See, that's why we love you. You are real. You are number one.
He was number one.
It's purely egg yolk and Parmesan.
Parmigiano, Pecorino Romano, o Parmigiano, no Parmigiano.
Pecorino Romano. That's
Bravo.
pretty much the gist, and also, well, guanciale or bacon.
Bravo, guanciale. No, che bacon. If you come from a part of the world where there is no guanciale, it's hard, you know, maybe you can try and make guanciale, but it is hard. Bacon. Cute bacon, can you find cute bacon? I mean, it needs to be a big chunk. Pancetta maybe, come on, pancetta, but bacon is really the last resort.
You should use guanciale if you can find it, which is a cured pork jowl. It's like an Italian cured pork jowl. If you can find it, no big deal. If you,
Yeah, if you can find it, guys, try hard. Online, you can find anything now.
you can sub bacon or pancetta. Totally up to you.
See, that's the bacon is used. It's not the same thing, you know, because bacon is smoked. Guanciale, pancetta, it's cured. Difference.
But it's essentially you're taking egg yolks and cheese and whisking that up, and taking hot pasta and a little bit of that pasta water and using that to emulsify all of those delicious foods together, and you create this emulsified creamy sauce that's bacony and smoky and rich and creamy, yet just strangely perfectly satisfying.
Amazing, great explanation. The best carbonara explanation ever. This is from 4 years ago, before the carbonara revolution started. And he already started the revolution.
Alright guys, this is an extremely easy recipe for the outcome. Not even lying, you should be able to pull this off in 30 minutes or less. With that said, you're going to want to get a large pot of water filled with about 4 or 5 quarts of water. Bring that up to a boil. Season it pretty generously with salt. It is okay if your water is a little bit salty.
Yeah, look, I put lots of salt in my water too, but you can actually avoid to put salt because it's so salty, this pasta. The pecorino, the parmigiano. But if you put salt in there, it's okay. Nothing, not a big fuss.
While you're waiting for that to come up to the boil, you're going to take 5 ounces of bacon, guanciale, or pancetta.
I mean, he does mention it, guanciale or pancetta, okay, which is the first two options, guanciale and then pancetta. But bacon, just doesn't look right. Look, because you want the fat on one side, fat on the other side, and meat in the middle. That's how I look at carbonara. You know, I can't look at bacon, but if you don't have options, there's nothing I can say.
And slice that into half-inch wide lardons.
That's good. I like to cut into this, into the strips. What's important now is to make it crispy.
Now, traditionally, you should be using guanciale, which is a cured pork cheek, but I got impatient and ended up using bacon. It was still delicious. Don't worry.
You have to worry, you can try and find it, It is a big difference. It is a big difference in flavors when you use guanciale.
Now, once your pasta water is boiling, you're gonna drop in 1 pound of spaghetti. Now,
That's a lot of spaghetti is using, so that's a packet of spaghetti, I guess. What's 1 pound? A packet of spaghetti, and which means you do need about 5 eggs at least, 5 egg yolks and 1 entire egg.
you should be cooking this based off whatever the package says. Mine said 11 to 15 minutes.
11, 15 minutes, that's a lot. What pasta brand is that? If it's 11 or 15, you can't say 11 or 15. Maybe between 11 and 12, I understand, but 4 minutes in between? Change the pasta brand, my friend. Don't trust it.
Now, you notice the way that I drop the spaghetti in might be a little weird, but as it cooks, you can
It's not weird, it's beautiful, it's beautiful. It's done beautifully, Joshua. You're amazing.
How's this, Squidward?
It's beautiful.
slowly, gradually push it down until it all falls in the water, which is a pretty good method on getting spaghetti in a pot that may...
What brand is that? I can't tell. Well, it's not something I know. I've never seen it before.
Now, while your pasta's cooking, you're going to heat up 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil.
Normally for guanciale, you don't need extra virgin olive oil, even though I like to use it sometimes. But for bacon, you do need extra virgin olive oil. Now, let me tell you, the skillet, it's a challenge, to make carbonara in the skillet. Pretty, beautiful. I love this skillet. But if you can use a no-stick pan or a stainless steel pan, it's a lot better. It's gonna be very hard to make carbonara in this one.
And then you're gonna add that sliced bacon to that pan, and you're just gonna cook it on medium heat, stirring it often until those bad boys turn nice and crispy.
Yeah, because you don't want to burn it, okay? So the medium-low heat is perfect. You wanna make them crunchy.
Once the bacon's done, pull it off the heat. Next, you're gonna add 2 whole eggs and 5 egg yolks to a medium-sized bowl.
Okay, so basically he's using 5 egg yolks and 2 entire eggs. That's a good. I said 5 egg yolks because 500 grams of pasta, 5 egg yolks plus an entire egg. But he added an extra egg, which I think is gonna help. Yeah, actually, I think he's right. It's gonna make it even creamier. Yeah, good, very good.
Season that generously with black pepper. Add 1 ounce of freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano and 1 ounce of freshly grated some other cheese that I forgot the name of. Oh yeah, Pecorino Romano.
Don't forget Pecorino Romano, Joshua, Pecorino Romano, Parmigiano Reggiano, Pecorino Romano. Now, lots of people don't like the saltiness of the Pecorino Romano, too salty. Although, I love it. But you mix it because the Parmigiano, it's more delicate and balance it out, okay? So that's something not illegal to do. I would suggest, if you can, beat the eggs first and then you put the cheese. It just makes a little bit of a difference.
So to clarify, 1 ounce Parmigiano Reggiano and 1 ounce of Pecorino Romano. You're just gonna whisk all of that together, and that is it for that part. Now at this
It looks beautiful, it looks nice, it looks creamy, it looks perfect. I always recommend to make it as thick as possible because when you put it in the pan, it melts. It's actually easier if you make a thick carbonara cream. When you put it in the pan, it's easier for beginners especially to become creamier, This is more difficult because the runnier it is, the more chances you have to turn it into a scrambled egg.
Now at this point, your pasta should be done, but wait. First, before you toss all that pasta water out and drain it, you're gonna want to reserve at least a cup of it. So get a measuring cup.
Bravissimo Joshua. See, he knew it 4 years ago, before the carbonara revolution started. He knew all of this. He's in his country, kitchen, wherever he's from, I don't know, Nashville, wherever you're from, and he knew how to make carbonara. Amazing.
Now immediately after straining that pasta, you're gonna add it back to your bacon pan
It's a lot of pasta for the skillet, but it should be okay. Let's see. We trust Joshua.
and toss it thoroughly to coat with that bacon fat, olive oil, and get that bacon sort of thoroughly mixed throughout.
Maybe we don't have enough bacon in there, maybe.
Now, once that's been thoroughly tossed in the bacon, you're gonna add your egg cheese mixture while tossing constantly.
Now, the induction is on, okay? We have to be very, very careful. It needs to be on a very, very, very low heat. And then you add the water just before you put the egg. Just a little bit of water so you have the water at the base. So when you put the egg in there, you don't get the scrambled eggs. You have the water protecting you.
Make sure you don't have any heating elements on or anything like that. We're just using the residual heat in the pan to carry over to melt that cheese.
Yeah, that's right, because the skillet, of course, it retains the heat. But if you have a very, very low, super gently, very, very low, you should be okay. It actually helps.
Now, we're gonna add a half cup of our pasta water while continuously tossing, and you're gonna notice that everything starts to go to sort of a rich, creamy, smooth sauce, and that's what you want. That's the egg yolk and butter and fat and pasta water all emulsifying together to create a beautiful carbonara sauce.
Bellissimo, bellissimo, really good. It's really, really, really good. It looks fantastic. It looks really good, Joshua.
At this point, feel free to season with just a little bit more salt.
Really? Come on, Joshua. Salt? How much salt do you like? You got salt in the water, you have pecorino, you have parmigiano. You balance the pecorino with the parmigiano because it's too salty, and now you add extra salt?
Just give it some more flavor. Season it to taste if it needs more.
How much more flavors do you need?
Now, to get it in a nice little mound, I use a carving fork to get it on there, but you know, live your life. Put it on the plate however you want.
Yeah, I agree. Look, you have to be fast for carbonara because the cream gonna get stuck so quickly. So be very fast and put lots of pepper, please.
Grate some fresh Parmigiano Reggiano on top and finish it with some fresh cracked black pepper. That is it. And as per tradition, the final product.
If you see the photo, it does look creamy, bright, beautiful. I wish you put pecorino on top, no parmigiano, like you say. But it's a very good, I did a very good job. I mean, this is before the revolution, so I am challenging Joshua to make carbonara again now, so I can react to the new one, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna make it the creamiest carbonara on the planet. I am sure that Joshua can make the best carbonara better than anybody else. Oh yeah, let me tell you, he likes the challenge, and he will achieve it. So send a message to Joshua, tell him to watch this video and accept my challenge. Come on, Joshua, make the best carbonara you can make. You made the carbonara very well. Carbonara keeps evolving all the time, okay? So there's no right and wrong when you use entire egg or egg yolks, okay? I still make my carbonara with entire eggs, like I use 1 egg per person according to how much pasta I use. So every 100 grams for me is 1 person, I use 1 egg. But I have to say that to make the creamiest carbonara, you do need to use egg yolks. So I will say 1 egg yolk for every 100 grams, and then you add 1 extra entire egg. So to make it easy for you, if I am using 300 grams of pasta, I'm assuming it's for 3 people. Well, really, I eat by myself 300 grams of pasta. But yeah, 300 grams of pasta, you use 3 egg yolks and an entire egg on top. You always use the entire egg for the pan, okay? So it doesn't matter if you use 700 grams of pasta, 7 eggs, and 1 entire egg on top. In this case, Joshua used 2 eggs. That's okay. But I've noticed that it was a bit too runny, so you can actually make it, like I said, 1 egg yolk and the entire egg for the pan, mix it with pecorino, make it thick, make it very thick. And another trick, the pasta water should go in the carbonara mix before it goes in the pan. That helps to combine all the ingredients and also to prevent the burning, like to the scrambled egg effect straight away, you know. And like I said before, you also want a little bit of water at the bottom of the pan, so when you put the mix in there, it doesn't burn. I also have to tell you that, yeah, when a professional, you make carbonara off the heat in a warm pan, warm hot pan, definitely off the heat, away from the stove. And you need to be very fast as well. So carbonara is an easy dish, but it has too many details and needs to be done fast. You know, so anyway, you know now, if you've been watching me and you've seen my reactions and seen my carbonara videos, you know what I'm talking about. I just did a Roman series where I find the best carbonara, best cacio e pepe in Rome, and I make the carbonara as today, what I've learned now from Rome. So pretty good, so go and watch it. Let me know what you think, okay? So thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you in the next Vincenzo's Plate video recipe. E ora si mangia Joshua's Carbonara. Thank you guys. Ciao.